Not early, like 2 seconds. Hey, we are live. Remember, the camera's up there. Camera's right there. It is Tuesday night. This is the first live of 2024. Let's see who all's in the chat. Let's go ahead. HG was the very first one. Oop. Let me see. Let me get up here. Kratos Garden, and we got Spags Unfiltered, Jules. Yeah, Spags, like I said, I missed you guys last night. I got to go back and watch it. Eagle Lover Texas, Silver Lining. You know, I had some videos I was watching too, Silver Lining. The notification didn't work. I think YouTube's just acting flaky. It's that time of year. Who else we got here? Tambra's in the house from Texas. Heard it was chilly down there today. We got Jonathan. Happy New Year to YouTube, Jonathan. Rosie, what's up? Gregory Kissel. Let's see. Terminator, Canadian Terminator's here. All American Prepper. How you doing, man? Jules. So let's see. I saw Silver Lining said, I received a $5 bill in the mail today and had an offer of 20 more if I completed a health and injury survey from the CDC. Put the $5 in my pocket and the paper in the recycling bin. Yeah, they're pretty desperate, aren't they? They are pretty desperate. So how's it going with everybody? It's a short week from the last update, we know, but we want to get back on schedule, right? This weekend was Adventures in Modern Self-Sufficiency. I had a wheel bearing go out that I had to replace, and Darren from the Homestead walked me through how to do it. I was like, I got this. I can do this. I spent 7 hours Friday trying to get the front tire off my Jeep. I got so frustrated that I just checked out. At about 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Earlier.
I just checked out.
It was like 12.
I was so frustrated. I was like, screw. I texted Darren and I said, hey, if you want to make some money, come down tomorrow and get this thing off. So what happened was GM makes the parts for these Jeeps. I got a 2007 Jeep Liberty, and the lug nut has this little metal cap on it. Well, the tire guys, remember, they put the tire on, torqued it down so hard that I stripped that cap off of it. So I was left with just nothing but the regular nut. And I had a air gun, and I got a nut removal bit. That was my first trip to O'Reilly's. And I stuck it on there, and I worked on it. I swear to God, I worked on it for about 3 hours, banging it, hitting it with WD-40 and everything. Finally, it started spinning, and it started spinning because it stripped the nut. And I was like, screw it, I'm done. So Darren came over the next day, came over on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Came over on Saturday. Took us 3.5 hours to get that stupid thing apart. Another trip to O'Reilly's for tools.
A trip to Tags.
A trip to Tag. Darren had to make a trip to Tags to pick up some tools that he needs.
And then a second trip to O'Reilly.
Yeah, a second trip. So we're up to 3 trips to O'Reilly. Finally got it apart. Took us like 20 minutes to put it back together. I threw the tire on it yesterday. I had to come home and this evening and check it out because I got a vibration someplace now that I need to work on. But yeah, that's modern self-sufficiency can be expensive and time consuming. Let's just put it that way.
Especially when you get frustrated and check out.
The upside of it is that I have the tools necessary to do that job again when I have to do it. And I'm going to have to do it at some point. And I also have stuff that if something happens to her vehicle, I can get a lug nut off because I've got bits that are the right size now. So there's the excitement in a modern self-sufficiency.
Oh, my truck. So the heater's blowing now, but the heating element is not working. There's no hot air. It's only engine heat.
Okay, well, I'll look at it tomorrow.
So.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been fun. Okay, who else we got? We got more people coming in. Jules, it's been raining all day. All American. Did you see the tank and combat footage I released? No, not yet. I've been kind of looking at other stuff, doing other things. I need to catch up on a lot of stuff. Louise, how you doing? Tambra's in the house. Oh, we already said hi to Tambra. Tambra only gets one. No, she's special. She gets two. Homestead twins. I need to get with you guys. The new year started, and we need to start scheduling stuff. ACM Homestead. I still got to make that order. I completely forgot today. Let's see here. I'm sending prayers for Skeins. Sorry for your loss. Yes. Everybody be praying for Skeins. Can we share that?
Yeah.
So you tell me.
So, about 7 p.m. Christmas Eve, Skane's mom passed on to a better place, and truly was a blessing. She did not go out in a horrible way, and she literally just fell asleep, and so blessing in itself. So Skane's going to be dealing with quite a bit, and basically I just told her the next 2 weeks are going to be so frantic, her trying to take care of everything, that she needed to just deal with that, and then can figure out, where plans and God and all of that, where, where it takes her after that. She's got plenty of time, so we'll just do that.
Yeah. It's it's hard. It's hard. I mean, we're getting at that age where we're starting to lose family members and friends at a ever alarming rate. Let's just put it that way. So if you guys got time, and think about it. Send up a prayer for Skeins and help her get through this time. If you bump into her online, say hey.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
She's going to try to get in tonight, I think. Her daughter was coming in today, so she may not be on here
She
yet.
says, I'm working on farm leases for 2024 and starting on tax prep. Did I release my text? No, I haven't. I made a.
I haven't gotten anything for you yet.
Spags Unfiltered and I have been having a conversation about taxes and ownership, and I made a video. I haven't posted it yet on my thoughts on the conversation. So it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be one everybody can sink their teeth into. Let's see here. It's finally snowing. I've been in the bush cutting wood for the last 2 days, taking advantage while there is no snow. Yeah, we've got, looks like, how much were you saying?
So we'll get a few inches between Thursday and Friday, and then another storm rolls in around Sunday, and through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, they're talking could be possibly up to a foot of snow. So at minimum 6 inches, and it's looking like it could be more. With, ironically, the warmest weather record for January. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But we're good. We're set as far as everything. But I needed a list from G. I was like, if we're going to be stuck here, because we will be. We're out in the country and our roads are crazy. So we will be stuck. And so I told him, I said, if there's any wants, speak now, forever hold your peace. And so lemonade.
I want to remember to unplug
lemonade and 2x4s.
Unplug the extension cords when I skid load the snow off the driveway. That's what I want. I want to remember that.
You have to remember that because you won't be able to go get a new extension cord.
Exactly. Well, I've got new extension cords, just not good ones.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, Terminator. When I lost mine, I was a teenager. It was hard. Close to them, I still visit them when I drive by the cemetery. Yeah. Oh, and then All Americans rubbing it in.
I don't care. You can have that nasty weather down there.
Yeah. You know what? We don't get swamp ass. Can I say that?
You just did. So
we don't get. It gets hot. It gets hot and sticky here, but it doesn't get hot and sticky like down there. Take the key out of the 4-wheeler and don't open the barbecue sauce. Yeah. It must be code. It must be some Texas code. Hey, Chuck. How you doing, man?
Oh, from when he ran down our battery, maybe.
Oh.
But I don't remember it snowing, so I don't know why that would be.
I don't know. Yeah, when it gets hot down there, it gets murderous hot. I don't know who's got it worse, man. You guys in Florida or the people down in Texas? Because that Texas heat can be pretty darn brutal.
That's a dry heat. I guess it'd be muggy down by the coast, but
I was hoping we'd get some snow on my birthday in Texas. Yeah, you know what? When it snows down there, though, man, you guys get hit hard.
yeah, be careful what you ask for. They get more ice, don't they?
Yeah. Okay. No snow up here in Michigan yet. Finally got all the wood split and stacked over the weekend. Yeah, I think I'm pretty darn close. I might have to go out at the end of the season and cut a little bit more, but it's not a big deal. I enjoy cutting wood. I love it when it's the fresh snow and you're out cutting wood and it's quiet, except for the chainsaw. You're looking at me funny, but you've never been out there. You don't know what it's like.
I've never been out there.
Not doing that.
Not cutting wood. Not splitting it.
Not when it's like that.
No, not when it's like that.
I
I
distinctly
prefer to do mine in the springtime.
remember you not being there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Let's see here. Let's see. Jules, when I was 11, my dad passed, and 42 when my mom passed, but the hardest loss of my brother. Yeah, it's never easy. Absolutely.
You know, it's especially hard when they're sick, you know, and they're older because it's tough. You know that it's necessary for them to go, but then it is tough when they go. My mom was the same way, so she was sick for so long.
So Tag, you gonna do a video on that and show everybody what's in it and show how good the bag is? I think that'd be pretty good. People don't know how to drive down here in Texas. You know what? You get
They
down.
don't know how to drive.
You get below I-35 and I-40, and yeah, y'all don't know how to drive in the snow.
They don't know how to drive. They come up here with just when it's raining. You're like, what the hell's
Okay.
wrong with you?
Okay, my hat is off to you because it's a lot of wood. We're gonna end up going through 7, and that'll be fine.
We'll go through a little bit more than that, but.
Let's see here. When it snows in Texas, like everything in Texas, it's always way bigger than necessary.
So there was a gal I was listening to the radio, and there was a gal that called in. So everybody get ready for this. One more thing. So your greens prices. Greens are going to be going up. It's for your vegetables and all that good stuff. So basically, here's what happened. You can thank your most popular president ever, all of you that ran out and voted for Biden, and pat yourselves on the back. And so because of his open border and his immigration policies and crap that he's not done, but is done, basically what's ended up happening is all of it. So in the wintertime, the vegetables and greens are all grown in Arizona, down around Yuma. And so what's happening is all of this acreage. Two things. Border Patrol is actually having to buy acreage because they have to expand in order to process all of the immigrants. Second of all, they're having to go through, farmers are having to check their fields after every single night. And if there's one footprint in that field, then they have to take the entire field out. And that is because they are trying on the radio, I just said. And so they were talking about it on Sean Hannity. And one of the issues is because they poop in the field, and so they cannot control the Ebola.
See,
and so
I'm kind of dubious about
or
that.
the E. coli or whatever
I'm kind
it
of
is.
dubious about that because it never stopped you from getting Ebola or E. coli at E. coli in Chipotle. It's never stopped anybody in the past.
So anyway, so this is their story and they're sticking to it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Okay, so Jonathan says people in Texas don't know how to drive even in good weather. Okay,
Right.
man, I'm gonna give you a big thumbs up on that one. I will allow that. We had an office down in Houston, and I would have to fly down there about once every quarter to check on it and make sure all the IT stuff was running right. And so if you've never been to Houston, and mind you, this was back in the late '90s, they did not have overpasses. They had what do they call turn-ins, where you literally turned onto the highway from a surface street. That number one, that's rough enough as it is. Number two, and I don't know if this is a Houston thing or just a Texas thing. Somebody from Texas, let me know if it's the whole state or it's just Houston. Traffic signs are nothing more than suggestions to people in Houston, at least from my experience. So that no right turn on red sign, yeah, that's just, we suggest you don't do that, but yeah, they do it anyway.
You know why that is, right? Because they're right next to the border. They all drive like that in Mexico. Most of those people learn how to drive in Mexico. San Diego's the same way. Everything's just a suggestion.
Well, I understand that, Canberra. I understand everybody's not from Houston, because the people that aren't from Houston are from either Dallas or San Antonio. Everybody knows that.
Oh my.
Or Brownsville. Brownsville's the other one. Yeah, no, but I dreaded driving Houston traffic, especially during rush hour. It was terrible. Yeah, Jules says that's pretty much everywhere in Texas. You know what? I actually liked Houston. It was a little too big for my taste. Well, no, it was way too big for my taste. But it wasn't bad. It had good restaurants in the area that the office was in, and good service at the hotel. I enjoyed it. Not enough that I wanted to keep visiting it, but still. Let's see here. T-Dot likes to test traffic patterns in Austin. We got some crazy stuff here.
Yep.
Yeah, stop signs are just a suggestion. Let's see what else. You gonna call him out on his movie recommendation last night?
Oh yes, facts. So after I got done watching you guys, I went over and watched that movie, the Obama movie, and holy crap, that was a piece of shit. I mean, that was bad.
Oh, you can say bad stuff, but I can't.
Like I was literally, you know, my grandfather, like especially like with British movies and stuff back in the day, he used to go, "That's a B-rated movie." That was definitely a B-rated movie. It was terrible. Terrible. I would never recommend that movie.
It's a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10? No.
Okay, now, full disclosure, I have not seen the movie, but I've watched reviews of it. And the one comment, and you made this comment when you were telling me about it, there's no resolution in the movie. Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate here for just a second. Imagine that something big like that happens. Some big event takes out the infrastructure and everything. Does anybody honestly think that we're going to get resolution or we're going to know the full story? Now, admittedly, in movie making, that's a terrible way to do a movie. But in real, she's chewing on styrofoam.
It's the cat.
The cat's chewing on styrofoam back there.
What is
Because she's an idiot. But anyway, you know, the idea that we're not going to know what's going on, it to me is pretty darn believable. In fact, that's about the only thing out of that movie that
It was believable. And I knew it was going to be crap as soon as I saw Julia Roberts in it. When it opened up, I was like, oh, crap. I was waiting for the vaccination to be shoved down my throat, right? And what a horrible person I was. And then just the amount of racism and hate for women and that kind of thing. I can't even believe. But I told you, I said, what really concerns me is that, when did I show you that text message? It was just a few days ago, right?
Right.
So I got a text message, and it was talking about people that they didn't want, people in office. I'm just going to summarize it. Basically, people in office that are in control now that don't like the name Trump and that kind of thing, and be careful who you vote for, that kind of thing. And then basically what it was saying is they wanted Biden out And then down at the bottom, there's a picture, and Obama was on it. And then, so I've got that, and so they're trying hard to push Biden out of there. And then he produces the movie, and then what was the other thing they did? Gosh, I just had this conversation with you, and I can't even remember. There was a third thing, but I find it very suspicious. Actually, it's par for the course. I think they're going to run. I think they're going to run for president, and it's either going to be Michael, or I believe that Obama will try to run for a third term.
He can't.
He can run again.
No, he can't.
He's taking a break.
No.
He did his 2 terms.
You only get 2 terms.
So it'll be Michael, which still be
it's gonna be
him.
it's gonna be Big Mike and Newsom.
Yeah. So so it'll be very, very interesting. I think they're setting the pattern. They're setting it up, and so this is going to be terrible. Just absolutely terrible. And if I keep hearing one more time about Bidenomics and what great things it's done for our country and our people, I'm going to just like scream and take somebody out. And Biden announced to everybody, just be patient. It takes time. It will take time for you to see the results, while everybody's cashing in their 401ks and their investments just so that they can make ends meet, taking loans out against their credit cards, etc. How many second mortgages and that kind of thing. And now you even have credit card companies who are where, 3 years ago, they were raising your limits like crazy, and now they're going, whoa, wait a minute, they don't want the risk anymore. And so now they're lowering your limits. I don't believe that. I don't believe what he's saying.
That's so bad, Specs.
His campaign slogan, hope to change as long as my. Oh my.
Always appropriate, Spags. That's why we love you. Speaking of Spags, did you know that tomorrow I'm going to have Mr. Spags, Patrick Henry, who is the flip side of the gruesome twosome that has taken over, putting together the Midwest Preparedness Festival twice a year. And then we've got Riverside Will from Riverside Survival. So that's tomorrow.
Did you see you upset local prepper? Did you see that?
Yes, I saw that.
And I saw where you did invite him. It just didn't send. It's still sitting in draft.
No, I didn't invite him.
The email's there. It just didn't get sent.
I know I haven't sent that one yet.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so yeah, that's another thing. So local prepper is going to be in the audience, heckling. He said he's going to be the
I hope he does.
The Lance Corporal that never stops asking questions on a Friday afternoon formation.
Oh, I think it'll be funny.
Yeah. So I think you guys 7:00 tomorrow on our channel, WROL Live. We're gonna go through all the cards.
All of them? Not all.
Well, no, we're gonna go through the cards and just run you through the replacement for conflicted. I've looked at more of the cards. I really like them. I really like them. So, I think it's going to be a fun time. And then I'm, local prep, the E4 Mafia. If you guys don't know what the E4 Mafia is, that's the Lance Corporals and Specialists, and I don't know what's the other ones they call them in the Army. Anyway, those are the guys that aren't quite junior.
Lance Corporal's not an E4. It's an E3, isn't it?
Oh, that's right, it is.
Yeah.
No, in the Army, it's an E3. No, yeah, it's an E3.
E3. In the Marine Corps.
In the Marine Corps, it's an E3. So, see, anyway, it's the corporals, Lance Corporals. They're the guys that actually run the military. The officers think they run it, but that's not true. Specialist and a corporal, okay.
Oh, man. So, yeah, so that ought to be interesting and fun. I got some clam dip made. I'll have to sit with my clam dip. But watch. Did everybody get their black eyed peas in yesterday? Hopefully you all did. Of course, we're not sure that ours is working out quite well.
Yeah, I think our black eyed peas. Okay, so
something was wrong with our
tell them why we eat black eyed peas and ham on New Year's Day.
So just as a tradition, and it's a representation of abundance and family and all of that. So it's just, it brings on good luck and, really helps you. It just gives you positive thinking and, bring in focus what you want for the year, that you want good. But today's been a hell of a day. So it really has been on you. I think you just, I don't know.
Look,
this last one is going to affect me but
I
it's really around you. We need to cleanse you.
I wake up every morning. Been doing a Bible reading. I listen to the Bible reading while I do some yoga stretching and stuff to help get back in shape.
While you're sleeping, I might burn some sage
And,
and throw it into the room.
And I wake up, the first hour of my day this morning is great. I'm serious. I'm stoked. I'm doing some doing some reading on stoicism and just trying to be a better version of myself. And I get to work, and after the first hour of me being there, it just literally goes downhill. And this is not me being negative, because I didn't come home negative. I in fact, I told my boss, I said, look, I'm really proud of myself today because I handled this with aplomb, and
I still think you need to report her to HR.
And did not handle it the way I wanted to. I handled it the way I should have. And
you tell me, if you were a female and you were laying on the floor underneath the desk and you were working on something, you couldn't see who was coming at you, and you had a male that came and immediately put his hand on your back to basically get your attention and demand your attention, would that not be intrusive and something that you would report not appropriate for the workplace? So a woman did this to him today, and he doesn't think he'll win. He doesn't think that it'll go anywhere. So
yeah, but you know what? That's not here nor there.
okay, so then that happened, and then
Okay, this is why I hate being in IT. And I swear to God, this is the truth. This actually happened. So we had some printers that were ordered, and they sent us the wrong printers. HP, the people that order our stuff, and HP sent us the wrong printers, which is fine. I understand. This is in July. Took 6 months to get an RMA, which is a return for it, and they were supposed to send us out the new ones. So the new ones came in last part of December, last week. Went over to take care of them today. I know 100% that it's the same boxes that I sent, and if I check the serial numbers, I'm pretty sure they're going to be the same serial numbers. It literally looks like HP just covered up my label, slapped a new label on it, and sent the same stuff right back to me. And I was a little livid. In fact, at one point I was going to tell the people that do our ordering that I was going to find out where their office was and bring the printers to them and leave them on their desks.
But then it gets better. So then I get home and I check the mailbox, and we have a nice letter in there.
Well, don't say who it is, but hand the letter down here, because this is actually an important one.
This is from October. This happened in October, and we're just not getting the letter.
We need to talk about some place that we've got some investments.
No, this was our original mortgage. This was our very first mortgage, the first mortgage company.
Oh, this is our first mortgage.
Isn't it? Or is it the investment company?
Is it?
Maybe I misunderstood.
One starts with an M and one starts with an N.
Pretty sure. Yeah. Mortgage.
Oh, that's even better.
That was our first mortgage from 30 years ago. They shouldn't even have our files on record.
No, that was the one. That was the first mortgage for
Grandview House.
No, that was the second Pleasant Hill house. That's the first one.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Anyway, so our information was compromised. So they sent us a letter and they told us what we need to do, and I want to share that with you guys tonight. But first, before we talk about cybersecurity, I know the reason why everybody's here tonight. I know it. You guys saw it in the title, and I know exactly why you're here. Because we need to get down to the bottom of the Kinder Egg controversy.
Oh my God.
If you don't know what happened, here's what happened. I posted a video about the liberal argument that you cannot buy Kinder Eggs in the United States, but you can buy guns, which is terrible. And I agree with it. I agree. If you haven't seen the video, go watch it after this. I agree with that 100%. Well, the amount so that video, that short, got over 12,000 views in less than 24 hours. The the amount of attention and time that was spent in the comment section talking about
The eggs.
not the gun control stuff and not the loss of freedom,
The eggs.
the eggs themselves, it just blew my mind, seriously. And that was the first one, the first part that blew my mind. But this one
I had to know.
this one got so into it, she actually went and looked it all up.
Like I was searching, interviewing. I was figuring this crap out.
So why don't you tell me what you found out?
Okay, so basically what happened is everybody was going, these are illegal, these are illegal. Well, what I found out is Kinder Egg Surprise is not what is illegal. It is what was taken off of the shelf. And so September 27th of 2023, some Karen must have complained and got into somebody's ear or paid somebody off, who knows, maybe both, and decided that there needed to be a law that made it illegal to sell any confectionery with a toy inside of it. So anybody who knows me, so my brain is spinning at this point. I'm like, wait a minute, what is that going to do to New Orleans? No more king cake.
Well, yeah, all our people down by New Orleans and
no more
East
king
Texas,
cake.
no more king cakes for Mardi Gras.
Y'all are screwed.
You can't buy them. You can make them yourself.
And no, it's illegal.
You can't sell it.
You can't make it.
Well, they'll take their king cake from their cold dead hands. Is what they'll do.
So
my gosh.
So then I was like, holy hell, okay, I gotta investigate this. Maybe you can still find them. So I go over because I'm like, I know I've seen Kinder eggs. And so then I break it down. So we're all standing in Casey's. I'm sure the guy behind me was like getting really pissed off. I thought he was. But then when I turn around and he's in there, he's actually kind of looking at me like he's invested in this conversation. And so Rita and the girls and I, we're all having this conversation. And then one girl goes, I remember that. She goes, we had to pull every single egg out and replace them with these eggs. And I'm like, wait, so those are different eggs. I said, what's the difference? I said, have you opened them? And she said, yeah. So the difference is now they have the plastic egg, and then on one side is the toy, and the other side is the candy. So the toy is outside. So you still get the toy. It's just not in the confection itself. And so I was like, gosh, we tried to wonder if you could still get them. So you look them up on eBay, and they're selling for $35 a piece, an egg.
Yep.
And they're like $2.98 or something like that at the store. And
they used to be like 75 cents.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
And so now I'm like, how does one get over on that loss? I'm going to figure this out because now I'm just like, I could really offer something.
She's going to be like the Nick Cage and Lord of War, except with Kinder eggs.
I gotta figure something out.
Hey, hush.
I think I can do it. I think I can figure it out.
You too, Dolly. And
so, like, during Mardi Gras, it'll be king cake. I'll figure that. It'll just be like moonshining. So bootlicker, what is that? Liquor, whatever, smuggler, whatever, moonshiners. And so, but I'll do that with confectionaries.
Okay.
Stuffed confectionaries.
When I was overnight maintenance manager, I had an elderly gentleman that didn't like women authority. When I was dressing him out, he grabbed me by the throat. I told him to let go, and he didn't. Yeah, this is why. This is again, Second Amendment would have taken care of that.
They're in Canada. They have no Second Amendment.
Okay, AG. If the law is that confection with a toy in it cannot be sold, then the solution is to redefine the word confection and toy.
There we go.
Bootleggers, rabbit.
Bootleggers.
Yeah,
what
is it?
Bootlicker. I was thinking liquor. But yeah, so I was. It was smelling what I was stepping in.
But in all seriousness, it just boggled my mind.
But it didn't even say to sell. It cannot be made.
It boggled my mind that for so many people, the takeaway was you can still buy Kinder eggs and not.
Didn't even care about the gun.
Didn't care about the gun part. It was the fact that you can still buy Kinder eggs, and so if you go back and read the comments, I pinned an article explaining that what happened with the Kinder eggs. Now the people that watch our channel all the time, Tamber was great.
Yeah, a lot of people that watch our channel all the time
I think it was Tamber said, I don't know how you could say that with a straight face, but. Yeah, and it blew my mind. And the other thing that blew my mind, there's a couple of comments in there that came from pro Second Amendment people that I don't know. I don't know if they were addressed to me or if they were just addressed to the
In
world
general.
in general. But they were like very upset at the whole idea that
You
that
could compare it to a kinder
yeah
egg.
that it was compared to Kinder Egg. And I was just like, man. In fact, I told the one guy in the comments, I was like, I certainly hope you're not addressing me with this because you either didn't watch the video or satire is completely lost on you. You know,
People are just so literal anymore. And so just think about it. It was just missing that one word, surprise. It was missing that one word. And because it was missing that word, just
well, the
as
original
Dad
argument,
would say, the fecal matter hit the oscillation band.
the original
Whatever.
argument was Kinder Eggs. You know, let's see, HG. HG is being literal now. It takes legislative process to change the wording of laws and not to change the definition of words. The left progressives have been doing that for a while. X is not Y all over the place. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, or I could just do what Biden does and just do whatever the hell I want. Break any law.
Man, you're on a political rant tonight.
I like.
See what I got to live with?
I am just like so.
You know what it's like. You know what it's like being the calm, level-headed person when it comes to politics in the household. Is it anybody? Drop a one in chat if you know what it's like being the calm and collected one politically in the household. Just drop a one.
Oh
you know,
man.
I'll tell you what I think, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Well, and there's the problem, Tamara. They want to redefine things in a very subjective manner, but which is bad enough. But then they want you to accept it as objective reality, even when they're not there. You are not allowed to say certain things about people, even when they're not in your presence, and that's completely wrong. I mean, I think we can all agree on that. Time to put the boots back on. You know, but it was just crazy. The whole thing, the fact that it blew up, the fact that it blew up the way it did just boggled my mind because it was such a stupid. I was just goofing around by the front gate that morning, just wanted to make a stupid video.
Well, and you know what? It just drove the point home, and we were talking about this too. Is I was stupidly researching all of this stuff. And
she got deep into the weeds.
I went to town. I did some investigation. And so, you know, during the investigation, that's one of the things we were talking about is people are just weird. And it's easy to be mean behind a keyboard.
Oh, yeah.
It is so easy to be mean. So, you know, it just is what it is. But, oh, well.
That was one of the things I always tried teaching the kids. Don't say anything on the keyboard or anonymously that you would not say to somebody's face. Pretend like no matter what you say or, you know, and where it goes, that you could get punched in the face. And civil discourse online is much better. You know, so if you catch me saying something rotten to somebody, I would probably say it to their face too. Chances are.
Well, and I just think, you know, here's the fact: we're all getting older. And I'm just tired of pussyfooting around with people. There's no need to start doing all this crap, trying to make people feel good and all this, you know, support them. But if they can't get their shit together, tell them, get your shit together. And if they can't do that, you got no need for them. You want people that are better than you in your life. You don't want people that are not elevated and striving to be better, because what will happen is they will start to drag you down. They're not going to help push you up.
And we're not advocating going out and being able.
No, don't do that, because those people. So if they're not going to get better and they're not going to do better for themselves, you don't want them in your life. It's kind of like, how my dad put it, if you lay with the dogs, you're going to get fleas, right? So, you know, if you're hanging around a bunch of drug dealers and lawbreakers, you're going to be a lawbreaker and a drug dealer. If you want to be rich and successful, hang with rich and successful people. Just that kind of thing.
Well, and you know, but every now and then you run into people that just need to be, you just need to be open up front with, like the guy at O'Reilly's, and
Oh, what'd you do to the guy at O'Reilly's? Were you mean?
yeah, I called him on his poor customer service, and then he started going in after he tried defending his poor customer service. I wasn't having it, and then he went in on how he was recovering from a flesh-eating virus, and they're short-staffed, and he wasn't supposed to work today. And I turned around and walked out, and
Is that the older heavyset?
the one that you don't like, no, the one that you don't like. And I turned around and walked out and told him I didn't give up. You know,
Yeah.
hey, Canadian.
He really needs to go. He does not need to be there.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, customer service. All right.
What did Spag said something about deep fried, but I didn't get to read it.
Where are you going?
Well, is that it? Yeah, right
Deep
there.
diving on Kinder eggs. It's like a Bigfoot conspiracy.
It was, but better because I actually I got resolve.
Did you sleep well after it?
Apparently not, because I was sleepwalking last night.
Wait, okay.
So we're not sure. But anyway.
So here's a bit of advice. Anybody that's working in an industry with customer service, if somebody is calling you, there's a problem. They're not calling you because they want to talk to you and tell you what a good job your company's done, right? They're frustrated. They're probably a little bit upset, and you need to take that into consideration when you talk to them. And one of the things you don't tell people is, yeah, this may not work. I don't care if it's true or not.
You don't say that.
You don't lie to people, but you don't start the conversation by telling them that the solution that you provide isn't going to work. All right. And
well, the other thing you do is you don't air your personal business and proceed to tell somebody why you were doing a lousy job because you were sick and all of this, because that just screams overstepping. That is somebody, if they were my employee, they would be fired. I have people, a very close friend, that there's just some things that we've even just in the booth, and I've had to say, hey, not appropriate, stop.
God, do I want to read Spag's comment?
No,
Okay, I'm going to put it up. I
What
probably
do you
this is
think?
against my best judgment. Gee, by that definition, calling a 900 would be an example of someone needing customer service, but also wanting to just talk, asking for a friend. Yeah, I guess it would. You don't know what a 900 number is, do you?
I'm guessing because it's Spags and you understand it, it's some sex line. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. When I get a lot, yeah, and I try to be, because I'm in IT, but my job is 90% customer service, is to set expectations and do that, and you can set expectations without dashing the person's hope of success, because the guy flat out told me that he it probably wouldn't work, and
Yeah, over the phone call. I'm like, why are you going to tell me?
He did it when I was in the store too.
Again?
Which prompted my comment about his crappy customer service. And we did make it work because Darren, being the multi-tool of people he is, understands that there's no problem so large that it cannot be fixed with the proper application of violence. Because he took a nut remover that is one size too small and smashed it onto that nut, and then we took a 6-foot piece of pipe and got leverage on it, and we got that bad boy off. So it worked.
So yeah, no, customer service is a huge issue with me. But I've been in that. I've been in customer service since I was 13 years old. So, it's just one of those things. And quite frankly, especially when you're a chief's daughter and MWR's daughter and all of that, frankly, most of your life is customer service. I guess.
Boo, Ghost. How's it going, man?
Hey,
You know, Spags. You want to know what, Spags? You're absolutely right, because you're talking with people at their very worst. I mean, they're the most upset, and they do not understand what's going on, and they how do I put this? They don't understand. They don't understand that when the smoke leaves the computer, the magic's gone, right? So,
But there's even so, and at least you only deal with it for a couple hours and then you're done. In real estate, you're dealing in contracts, you're dealing with big decisions and that kind of thing. I've had to pick people crying off the floor.
yeah.
I have had
So
to,
have I.
I have had to literally make phone calls, watch bank accounts, and all of this stuff, keeping in line with bankers, lenders, so that they didn't, because 90% of the time, 90% of the time, maybe even 95% of the time, if a house deal falls through, even commercial, if those contracts fall through, it's because that person getting the loan cut their nose off, and it's their fault. And so no matter how many times, in fact, my emails always had a little ledger at the bottom of it that said, "Do not take out a credit card, buy a vehicle, do anything. Do not spend money until you call me first." And so that's how I was able to push my stuff through, because I just let them know,
Okay.
don't buy a thing.
Okay, Jonathan, yay or nay in the comments. Have you ever had one of those situations where you did lay into a customer and you got a lot of good satisfaction? I did that. I did that one time. When I was working for Sprint, I did that to a lady, and it was a big cubicle farm, and I laid into her. And as I was walking off, the people around me were cheering. Yeah. That's when I worked over there by the Triangle.
Wow.
She was not a nice person.
Very
She deserved
not.
everything I said to her. But I did it in a very, very nice manner, very customer servicey manner. It did make her cry though, and I did get a phone call from my boss.
You get a lot of phone calls.
Well, yeah, I kind of do. Okay.
Being banned from email.
So now that we have put the Kinder Egg problem to bed, I hope it's been put to bed. Do you guys feel like we've covered the Kinder Egg situation enough? I mean, we can do some more deep diving into it if
Nothing
we need
else
to.
to deep dive. I got the story.
So if you guys want, we're gonna go on about what happened with our data being compromised, because and the reason why I want to do this, like, in all seriousness, this is going to become a major problem. It's already a major problem. It's going to get worse in 2024, and it's just a simple fact that there's a lot more people doing it, and
They figured out how to make money from
Spags,
it.
put your you got your tinfoil hat handy? You need to put it on, brother. I would not be surprised if there was some sort of false flag operation with a big cyber attack that compromised a bunch of data, because if you do that and you do it properly, you can install a lot of fear in people, and it's the same thing they did for the NDAA. They will use and it's, even if it's a real false whatever, they will use it to take more freedom away from people. All right. So this is it's going to happen more often, but we need to know what to do when it happens. So and I know this from cybersecurity stuff, but it's also on the sheet, and I think it's pretty good. So if you find out that your data's been compromised through some data breach, some company,
And hopefully you find out faster than we did.
yeah, we didn't find out. Well, this was dated December 17th, but it didn't get here until today.
The attack was on October 13th.
Yeah. So.
Excuse me, October 31st.
The first thing you need to do is you need to go to each one of the three credit agencies, and put a flag on your account. So,
Well, and important to note, depending on what state you're in, there's some other things that you need to do as well. Some states, like, Colorado, Georgia, and New Jersey residents, you can obtain things depending on the state. Connecticut residents, you have different instructions. Iowa, Kentucky, Maryland, Massachusetts, and New Mexico. New York, North Carolina, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Washington, D.C. residents. You guys have different directions. So very interesting. You need to make sure that you set up on there. But there's also something else you can do. You go down to the county courthouse, and so I'm going to go down there, talk with the assessor tomorrow, and not the assessor. Is it the assessor? Yes, it is assessor's office. I need to go in there and make sure that we get a flag on our home title, and because we do own our house, and so we need to get a flag so that if anybody tries to get a loan or any information is pulled up on our home, they will immediately send us out a letter or phone call letting us know, hey, somebody's digging. And so, because nobody should be digging to get a mortgage on this house.
Well, the two things, there's two things that can happen with that. It's especially your mortgage. Number one, somebody can take out a loan that you don't know about and put you in so much debt that it bankrupts you.
You'll lose everything.
Worse, this is even worse than that. They can go in and do a
title change
and make it so they own your house.
Mm-hmm. And they can't evict you.
Once that happens, chances are you're going to get evicted before it gets resolved.
Right.
And
if you can even, there's several people who have not been able to resolve it. So
hey,
I've heard some nightmare stories. So very, very important. But with that, you want to make sure you're doing pulling an annual credit report so that you're checking your credit, making sure that there's nothing on there that you haven't done. And then you want to also make sure if you've been compromised that you put a warning flag, a red flag on your with Equifax and is it there's Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. You'll want to make sure that you put a red flag on there. So if at any time anyone tries to get credit or do anything in your name and your information, it automatically holds it, and then they get a hold of you and basically let that person, whoever is trying to get the loan, that company, am I saying that right? The lender, we'll just say the lender, imagine credit cards and all that, that lender, basically they will need to get with you personally before they approve you to make sure that you're actually wanting this card.
You know what, Rabbit, though? If somebody steals your identity, they can force the paperwork and they can go through your county courthouse, and they, even though you've got the paper deed and everything,
yep, doesn't matter.
They can change the deed legally so that they own it, and they will be issued. It's not that they can be. At that point, they will be issued a new deed, and they will own the house. Okay. And ownership. See, I don't want to go too much into ownership because that's what that video is about. Taxation and ownership. I don't know. You know what?
It's a lie. Just do it.
Just so you, well, okay. You've got two types of ownership. You've got rightful ownership and physical ownership, right? Let's just put it that way. So whether you rightfully own something is completely separate from whether you have physical ownership of it. Let's just leave it at that. All right. And unfortunately, that's the world we live in. You know, that's the world we live in, and the only way we change it is by starting local. Seriously, starting local.
Yeah, Rabbit. I would just go down to the county courthouse though, bud, and just ask for that. Just sign it and ask. You're going to ask them to give you warning. They should have that paperwork in there,
right? And
then just sign it. It's just a backup, and it's what is that?
Now, can they
2 is 1, 1 is none.
Can they do that if there's a lien on the house?
Well, then if there's a lien on the house, what do you mean, like a tax lien or something like that?
What if you've got a mortgage on the house?
The mortgage company would know when that's being done. More of these homes that are being stolen are they're owned. There's no mortgage.
Right.
So
if you own your house, you're in more risk of that happening than if you've got a mortgage on it.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
I check my credit regularly. I don't own anything, and my credit isn't exactly stellar, so I figure they can't do much more damage than the previous.
You might be shocked. You might be shocked what they can do, Jules. But yeah, so no, I don't know, and I don't really like the whole credit and stuff. You might care about that by the end of the year, because that's going to also affect your ESG score. So
yeah, there's a whole nother video. I don't even want to talk about that.
What do you say?
The ESG score.
Oh yeah. So there was I forget who I was telling. So I was just absolutely floored by this. I listen to a lot of conservative radio when I'm on the road.
Hey, Cindy.
And so, hey, girl. And so it was really interesting as far as the ESG score. You want to talk about idiots, man. So they were interviewing this guy over in China, and he was all happy. He was going into the bathroom. And so he had to get his face scanned in order to use the bathroom. So he does that. And then he allows the camera to go in there, while they're interviewing him. I guess it's the whole thing. No shame in the game.
Was this a white guy or a
Chinese guy?
Caucasian
And
guy?
so then the Chinese guy then has to get scanned. His face has to get scanned again in order to get toilet paper because his ESG score says how much toilet paper that he can have, right? And so he goes through and then he comes out after he's done doing his business or showing him. I don't know if he was doing his business or just showing him how it worked. And he comes out and he said how proud of himself he was because he has worked so hard to get his ESG score up. He can now buy train tickets. He's normal. He's a normal resident now. And so he's extremely happy with that. That's coming for us.
We can
That
laugh.
is coming for
We
us.
can laugh about it and say how screwed up it is, but remember back if you're my age, you're somewhere around my age. Do you remember how much fun we used to make of wokeness or whatever, political correctness?
Yeah.
Remember how much fun we used to make of that, and look at
Look at it now.
how many problems we have with that now. Yeah, modern slaves love their chains, absolutely, and they wear them lightly, don't they? They wear them lightly.
I just want to see who the fool is going to tell me that I can't have only put so much toilet paper. This is not happening. I've been in countries where they do not use toilet paper, and it is just not. It is not good.
You know what? Well, believe it or not, that may be part of exiting the system and starving the beast.
Not buying toilet paper?
Yeah.
Why don't I just buy all the toilet paper I need now?
Well, eventually you're going to run out.
We could have it corrected in 10 years or figure out how to make my own toilet paper by then. But yeah, no Clorox bleach in a water bucket next to my toilet and 4 different washcloths. This is not happening.
So Rabbit and Skeins both coming up with buy a bidet.
Bidet? Yeah, we thought about a bidet.
How'd you describe it? Spags, angels dancing on a pinhead.
Spags is like, go use my toilet. Go try out the bidet. I never did do that. I don't have to go over there and try it out. See.
Spags' house is going to be a destination for the community.
Just to try the bidet. He offered and I didn't do it. I should have done it. I was too embarrassed. Now I'm not embarrassed anymore. I should go do it. Go try it before we buy one. Well, actually, we'll have to put a bidet on every toilet.
Okay.
Well, what are you going to make the company ration toilet paper?
Yes. There you go. An entire. You're wrong on.
What do you say?
An entire chorus of angels dancing on your. You were just so wrong on so many levels sometimes.
Oh my gosh.
It's falling in my butt. Water. Been there, done that.
My one concern with the bidet, and something that we're learning because my back and everything, we're learning that none of the furniture in our house fits me, fits my body. It's all too big, and
2
so
inches above a midget. No, that's not true. That's not true. That's 4.
So anyway, so we figured out that the furniture is just too big for me. But I got kind of irritated, and I started thinking about it this weekend. And I told G, I said, really, that's when you really start thinking about when obesity started becoming more and more rampant. The furniture got bigger and bigger and bigger. Mm-hmm. Well, the problem is that they made it bigger and bigger. Now you can't get small furniture anymore. And so then when you can't get the small furniture, then when you sit in a chair, if you're leaning back, you don't have anything back behind so that you're sitting up straight. And your posture is correct, your back closes off. And so, hence why I'm having all the pinched nerves and problems with stuff. And so Darren offered to make me a chair. I might take him up on that. the reason why I gave you that look is because when I was telling my dad my
You
problem,
said the same thing.
no, he told me that IKEA has a midget chair section for kids and to go pick something out.
That's terrible. I cannot believe that he did that. That is so wrong. Joel says, when I was up in Kansas after waiting for my practical Homestead class, I noticed they had heated bidets. Yeah, that's the
Mm-hmm.
God. What's the
That
name?
one truck stop had
With the
them.
chicken logo.
Yeah,
Struthers Brothers.
I think so. Yeah, it's a pretty big truck stop, and it played music and it vibrates. And
Then it had LED lights.
LED lights,
Yep.
all kinds of stuff.
It's like a little disco in your stall.
I'm gonna start.
Okay.
No, I can see your Spags dancing angels on disco.
Spags to the shortages create panic. For the new respiratory flu, Freon blowing your nose. Yep. Sap Brothers. Yeah, Sap Brothers.
Okay.
They got good fried chicken there too. They got good fried chicken there.
Oh,
Freya, seriously?
Oh yeah, that was the other thing we discovered because the furniture is actually Dr. Eric's the one that figured it out. Because the furniture doesn't fit me and I'm too small for it, so I'm not sitting in it right. When the dogs come in and they just whoa right on my stomach and my lap, they're knocking me back out of whack. So he fixes me, and then old fat black girl here, she breaks me again. But her's a cool little fat black girl, huh? Yeah.
Jesus, sweetheart.
So anyway, but they've been doing good. They've been staying off my lap. So
I think the dynamic is changing between her and Dolly too, because I was playing with them the other day and I picked Dolly up in my arms, and this one, her ears went up and she got 10 kinds of serious and put her paws up on me and was growling at Dolly because I was holding her. And then so I put Dolly down and I picked her up, and she sat there. You know how dogs can get kind of a smug look on their face, and she was like, "Heh, heh, heh, I am up in his arms now." Looking at Dolly, it was weird.
yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, Chuck, I bet you that Skanes girl could use some encouragement. I think her daughter was coming in tonight, but I told her I'd call and see if she was sane on Monday.
Hey,
let her get through the
You
week.
don't need to come up here.
And but I think they're doing the funeral on Saturday, I think is what she said. So hopefully by Monday she'll be able to get some rest.
Yeah. Okay, so we've gone through the important stuff. Bidets and Kinder eggs. And this is why you guys show up here, because we talk about pertinent information. This is stuff that will change your life. Just ask Spags. Just ask Spags. It will change your life. Okay, so I went.
Did she say Misty just walked in? Is that so? Is she there? Oh, good.
Tell Misty
good.
We said hey.
Hey, Misty, thinking of you, girl. Hugs.
But so I went looking for some topics to talk about tonight, and I found, unfortunately, I could not, how do I put this? I didn't find any homesteading news that I wanted to share on the live, because I was looking at it and I was like, yeah, this would make a good video. So, but I found some stuff. I found some stuff that I thought was very interesting, and I thought I would share it with you. Okay, so the first one. So this came from thehill.com, and it says a majority in a new poll say that January 6th was an attack on democracy and should never be forgotten. Okay.
So what about October 7th?
It was the Washington Post and George Washington University, which are both left-leaning. The Hill is a left-wing propaganda thing.
They're more socialist,
but so they naturally the people that they're gonna put the poll out saying that. But I agree with the last part of what they say. It should never be forgotten. We as patriots should always remember what the government and the powers that be did over that. Now, and it's not excusing any of the wrongdoing. There were some people that did misbehave badly, and they need to be held accountable. It did not take place the way they said it took place. All right.
Right.
So
Those are first white world problems.
so,
First world white man problems right there.
so
he's
what
in a
kind of rum he's gonna have?
he's in a conundrum. Yeah.
Conundrum. Yeah. So I agree with the final analysis that we need to never forget, and we need to start holding people accountable, and you know, part of the call to action, which I want to thank everybody for helping push that video out, because it reached a lot more people than it normally does. But part of that is not only do we have to talk about the homesteading stuff and all that, we need to talk about this other stuff. We need to talk about the freedoms and liberties portion of it. And because at the end of the day, if that stuff goes away, then everything we're doing is for naught. It will mean nothing. It literally will mean nothing. So I thought that was very interesting, and it was a good point. Okay, the next one. And if you're Catholic, I'm sorry this may upset you. Pope Francis dedicates January prayer to diversity in the church.
Pope Francis is a communist.
That man is
This coming from a Catholic. He is a communist.
Reformed Catholic.
He is a communist, and he is the worst thing that God has ever allowed to go into that church.
At least since Vatican II.
He is corrupt.
Well,
and
he's an antichrist.
Yeah,
He's an
he's
antichrist.
awful.
And the whole reason I brought this up is because I'm gonna start doing the weekly men's Bible study. I got the Discord server up. I've got room for 10 people. So if anybody wants to join us there, feel free to drop me an email. Just be forewarned, if you're one of those people that I don't know from our chat, you're not going to be allowed in, because I do not want disruptors in there. I only want people that are in there that
Want to be there.
that want to be there and want to explore the book with me. I disagree 100%. The church does not. There should be no diversity in church. Every person in that church should be thinking along the same lines, and everybody should be looking at salvation and through Christ and a biblical worldview. If you're in the church, diversity is.
And there's nowhere in my Catholic Bible that it says that a woman is allowed to lay with a woman and a man with a man. It's not there. And it doesn't speak of anything other than man and woman.
And anybody that tells you the church needs to be diverse is wrong. It's for Christians.
Any church should not be diverse.
It's for Christians. It's not for diversity. The other thing is, any pastor that tells you that you should not be judgmental does not know the Bible, because and there's a difference between judgmental and what's the word I'm looking for? So overly harsh. All right. You can be judgmental and still be loving. Unfortunately in the world we live in today, if you're judgmental in a way that certain people don't like, then you're hateful. All right.
Yeah, no Catholic Church, no Bible.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. So
I missed it. I'm sorry. The chat's moving.
well, it's not really too much. If you would stop, I could read and I can keep up. But your thing doesn't have a touch screen.
Tolerance is a word. Tolerant. That's for people with no standards. Exactly.
Dorothy movie
so-
was D-rated.
So and that's just something. That's just something to think about. That's just something to think about. Like I said, if
It's not standards or tolerance. So, Julie, I would say it's values, it's morals, and
it's standards. And that's a good.
but
That's a good way to
your
describe it.
standards could be different, right? Anybody's standards.
Well,
could be
if you're Christian, you're gonna. I understand what you're saying. I think that's a true. I think it's.
Okay, I'm missing something.
I think that's a true statement.
Wait, you can teach me later.
Okay, the next one. Oh, and like I was gonna say, like I said, if you want to be in the Bible study, email me and it's password protected. So it's and I've only got room for 10 people. I could go a lot more. It's on Discord. I could do a lot more people, but I want to keep it small.
You couldn't get anybody to even show up for the test.
Well,
pilot.
that was my fault. That was my fault.
Just start
You know,
with 10 and see where you go from there.
But
You can build it
I
later.
want to keep it small so that we can have a very intimate conversation. Okay. The next one. I love this one. The Massachusetts Attorney General's office says that the Boston Mayor Michelle Wu's No Whites Party did not violate the law. Well, that is fan.
You know why? Because she took her white husband.
No, that. Yes, Jules, I said men's Bible study. It didn't break the law, and that's not the point. And that's exactly what I was going to say the left does, but a lot of people do this. A lot of people turn to legality as a defense for bad decisions and immoral decisions, because the mayor of a city like that should not be that racist, plain and simple. And simple fact is, she is racist, and it was a racist thing to do. But because it didn't break any laws, it's okay to the Massachusetts Attorney General. Now, how screwed up is that? I would expect, or I would hope, that our side holds people much more accountable than that. Even if it looks detrimental on the surface, we need to start holding our side accountable and create a good contrast between that type of behavior and proper behavior, right? And if a white mayor in a southern city did an all white party,
never would
no coloreds. Oh my gosh, could you imagine? Could you imagine the outcry in the news about that?
And even if he took his black wife, then he'd still be wrong, and they'd find it against the law.
Don't forget, legal or illegal is only what the last judge wrote said. Yeah, this is true. This is true. And there's also a difference between legal and moral. There's a whole bunch of, and that's part of the problem in this country, is there's a whole bunch of legal stuff that is wholly immoral.
We went into a direction where everything needed to be taken to court because you had to set precedents in order to create a law, and so, or a motion or whatever. And so a precedent has to be set in order of one case in order to take care of another case. And basically what happened, we flipped the switch somewhere. And so everything is backwards. It's all backwards. And until we say that we've had enough and we all stand up and just take it back, nothing's going to happen.
Right.
It's just going to keep getting worse. And then by then it'll be too late.
Skeens says that she has a pirate hat, but it's all packed up. All American, drop me an email, man. So yeah, that's about it. That's kind of ran through everything I wanted to talk about tonight. So let's go through some more chat. I've known since high school that there's a big difference between legality. I've known since high school that there's a big difference between legality, morality, and ethics. Moral is about a relationship with God. Legal is about a relationship with the state. Well,
God has laws.
well, no, but that's okay. So now you start getting into the Pharisees and the
You have the 10 Commandments.
yeah, but that's
Those are considered laws.
Those are Mosaic laws. Those are Mosaic laws, and who came to replace the law of Moses?
That did not. All right. So now you get into different.
Well,
I think I know where you're driving that, and I don't think I agree with it.
well,
But just because.
It's what Jesus said. It's what
Well,
he told
through
Pontius
him is
Pilate.
saved by grace, but you still have the 10 Commandments. You need to abide by the 10 Commandments.
Yeah, you need to, but
See,
they
this
won't
is
get, but they
this
won't
is
get you into heaven.
this is what happens in the Jewish. No, they won't, because there's faith is dead. What is it? Your works are not going to get you through that. So, but there's still there's rules.
There's rules, but that's not legal. Salvation through Christ trumps everything.
Okay.
Now, with that said, the Ten Commandments, in my opinion, are a set of absolute truths. And in that I mean, no matter what your religion is, no matter what you believe in, even if you believe in nothing, living by the Ten Commandments will lead to a much more enjoyable and fruitful life, because sleeping with your neighbor's wife, stealing his stuff, blaspheming the Lord, and that takes on different things.
Mean to everybody.
People think it just means
Words.
your words. It doesn't. It means a whole bunch of stuff. But living that way, I don't care what you believe in.
You'd be a miserable person.
Living outside the bounds of the Ten Commandments will lead to a very sad and unenjoyable life. That's just me. Spags, it's me. Okay, I missed. Okay. Morality comes from the laws defined by conversation or man's attempt to duplicate it. Yeah. Those are laws. I thought there were originally 15 commandments. Let's move the drop on the tablets. Oh, it does, Mike. Exactly. Okay. Has anybody seen the History of the World Part 2 that was on Amazon or Hulu? It was on one of those two. I watched. I'm a huge fan of Mel Brooks, and I thought History of the World Part 1 was one of the best comedic movies made. And in fact, he made probably the top 3 best comedic movies in my opinion. Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, and History of the World. Hey, Larry Raider. So I don't even know where I was going.
I don't know where you're going.
But no, HG's right. HG's right, man. That the breaking that one tablet was a funny commentary. Okay. Let's see what we got going. If you love yourself, the Ten automatically is followed. Yeah, basically. I mean, at a certain level, yeah, I will agree with that.
Well, to love anybody else, you have to love yourself. So, I get it.
See, and Andy, you're absolutely correct. There's unfortunately there's always going to be men that will use that stuff to their benefit, and that's one of the reasons why we need to be involved. We need to vote. I've said it before. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I don't think we have much pull at the national level. I don't think we got much pull at the state level, but at the local level and county level, we can make things happen. We can change things. We're seeing it. We're seeing it right here in our community on a daily basis. How just the addition of 5-10 like-minded families is changing the direction of the county. Now it's slow. It's like watching an iceberg move, but it is happening, and it will only pick up speed as long as we stay on it and as long as we push the issue.
See, Jonathan, that's the commandment that I have a hard time with. I am terrible at that. Love your neighbor as yourself.
Well, and most of us do.
Well, one of my neighbors, I don't know. There's some of my neighbors I keep an eye on.
You can dislike somebody and still love them.
I don't really know them, so I don't know that I love them, and I don't know that I would go out of my way for them. I said I struggle. I struggle with that. I
There's
didn't
a
say
whole-
it was right.
There's a whole huge discussion there about agape and filial love. That's such a fascinating subject. If you've never done it, if you've never done a study on that, it's a fascinating subject to study. Yeah, no one said it was easy. If it was easy, everybody'd be doing it. Hey, what's up, man? I love his name.
Crazy.
Oh, and I didn't realize. Is that Bruce Willis? Oh yeah, that's yeah. Is that? Okay, but Batshite, who is that? Is that Bruce Willis in there, or am I seeing something in that picture? Yeah, it's not emotional love, but
No, like I know what you mean. Love, right? Like I'm not loving my neighbors the way that I love Garen. I'm loving my neighbors
I certainly hope
in
not.
order and wanting to help them, or would be there for them, the way that we are for Chris, the way that we are for if Tammy and her husband needed something, if Tony and Nicole needed something, that kind of thing. We have a particular neighbor that I would not do that for.
Well, and HG or no, Julie Cook says it right there. Read that out loud.
I know. I tell you, I struggle with this one. I really do. I really do. Really, really, I do.
Is that? Oh, okay. Bruce Willis, aka Bruno, back in the moonlighting days. Okay, yeah, I see it. I see it now. Okay. Julie Cook says, "I'm not saying I'm good at it, but that is what the word says." Yeah, and we want to.
I'm aware of what it says, but I'm also aware that thank God I am saved by the blood, because there's no other way. I am so fallible. Yeah. I'm so flawed.
Okay. What else we got going on? You guys got any topics you want to talk about? I think it was, who was it up at the top? Was it Eagle Lover? Eagle Lover was making a comment about the new president of Argentina in the speech he gave today.
Yeah. I didn't see that.
You guys ought to go back and listen to his speech or see the translation.
Somebody was looking for a link. I don't know that it got posted.
No, I didn't. Yeah, it was Eagle Lover that said it. Yeah. So yeah.
That you were looking for the link, Eagle Lover, or
no, she's the one that said it. Yes, go back if you can. If you can find it, go back and listen to it and read the subtitles. Can we borrow him? Seriously, can we borrow the new president of Argentina and just bring him up here for a couple of months? You realize he
Canberra. You are a Lutheran minister's wife, girl. She's got such a temper on her.
let's see. Potpourri says, the Ten Commandments show us the actions that demonstrate love towards others. First toward God, expressed in the first and fourth, and then towards our fellow man, expressed through the last six. Right. Exactly. And like I said, I don't care what you believe in. If you live by the Ten Commandments, your life in this world is much easier and much more pleasant.
No, for most of it just makes you absolutely miserable. But yeah.
Oh, did he? Peak Prosperity. If you guys don't know who Peak Prosperity is, Dr. Chris Martin, he does some fantastic videos. He
was that today's?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have not seen that one today.
Me either.
Let's see here. Just came to say hi from the hospital. Everyone, have a blessed New Year's. Stay warm, stay alert. Now more than ever. Absolutely, yeah. Starla. Hope everything's going okay. Seriously, between you and your sister.
And don't worry, Starla. When I didn't hear from you, I wondered. I figured something happened. So your buggy is still sitting in the.
Still sitting right next to Wes's truck.
So.
Oh, look how vicious she is.
But yeah, man. So, y'all get ready.
Oh.
It's gonna be do what?
Oh, it
What?
took. Seriously, Julie, you've been here for a good 45 minutes, and you're just now sharing that with everybody.
Congratulations.
Oh my gosh, you're terrible.
Yeah, you guys get ready. It's an election year, so it's gonna be a roller coaster. So hang on tight and just make sure you got all your ducks in a row. And he's perfect. There, you know what? It's all perfect. I think you take every grandma and grandpa, set them all next to each other. They'd all be saying the same thing. Their grandchild's the most perfect baby.
Yeah,
And it gets hard when you start having multiples because then you're like, you don't want them to feel like you're comparing them, and you don't want them to, one to feel more loved than the other, etc. But those first ones, they grow on you.
Yeah, the kids get mad at me because we've got 3 of them. So I've got granddaughter 1, granddaughter 2, and grandson number 1. And the kids are like, "Oh, don't say that because it'll make them think
mess with their head.
It'll make them think that you don't love them as much." Yeah, only if you tell them that.
Right.
If you say that in front of them.
Right.
Up until that point, it's just grandpa calling them number 1 and number 2 because it's easy to remember.
Well, so what happened and where that came from? So we had Ian, and then my brother had 2 boys, and then Lexi's older than Robert, yeah. And then we had our daughter, and then Robert came on, and so with
Grandchildren
that,
1 through 4.
my mom, but she used 2, 3, 4. She always Ian was her number 1 grandson, and Lexi was the number 1 granddaughter, and so they with Ian, so she would even more use the come here, number 1 grandson, and then doing all that with our son. It made Lexi, I guess, a little envious, and then it made the other boys envious, and it made Ian feel awkward. And so, just they're kids.
I wish they would have said something when they were younger to me about it
They waited until like they were in their 20s.
Yeah.
So it's like at that point, get over it.
Yeah.
Grandma's been gone for a long time. We buried her.
You need to unpack that baggage and leave it in the closet.
Get over it.
Who remembers as a kid? Remember the Charlie Chan movies that they'd run on reruns on Saturday at morning movies, and he was always talking about his number 1 son.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
It's always time to unpack the baggage sometime.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got some baggage yourself, sir.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, whatever. You unpack me anytime. I'm sure somebody will take me.
No, but in all seriousness, Julie, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
That is fantastic for you guys.
They're a lot of fun.
It is fantastic.
Yeah. Especially, tough part is, though, it's like right after Christmas. I have a hard enough time with the Thanksgiving babies. And so I'm like, how? So I've got 1 in April, 1, oh shit. 2 in April. Oh crap!
And 1
in November.
Okay.
And so,
who's the good grandparent in this group?
Oh yeah, like what are the dates? What is everybody's?
I don't know. I don't even know my date most times.
And
I woke up this year. I was like halfway through the day. I was like, oh crap, it's my birthday.
And so, but yeah, man, I struggle with that, especially in November because I'm buying for Christmas, and I'm like, man, but if I get her something now, then what do you do? And then I've got the ones in April, and they're like, oh, they just got all this crap for Christmas, and then you have to go. It's a struggle. So January 2nd, I couldn't imagine.
My poor sister's birthday is on December 23rd.
Yeah.
And the grandparents always, she either got a Christmas present or a birthday present, and it wasn't until she was older that she started getting both.
Yeah, it's insane. And then, well, Angie is my god sister. Her birthday is the 28th of December.
Hey, anybody in the chat, type if you agree. Type if you agree. Let me know if you agree with this statement for Julie. Julie, the joy of grandchildren is that you can send them back to your parents, and you can
to their parents,
and you can do things that will upset your children,
and it doesn't matter.
But the grandkids will love, and
like fill them full of candy and then send them home.
So if you really, okay, shameless plug here. If you really want to get back at your kids for anything they did to you growing up, order some of our Skittles off the website. We will send you some. And I'll tell you what, if you let us know it's for the grandchildren, we'll throw in a little extra.
Right now he's just a little baby. It's gonna be years.
But you get them and then you chock them full of those Skittles. That stuff is better than a drum set at making parents go crazy.
Yep. Yeah. We fill them up and then send them home, or I just make sure that I take a whole bunch and then I feed them the candy. Well, mostly Lizzie Q, and I just feed her full of candy all day long, and then we leave.
Yeah.
And so Ian's like, she would go to bed. I'm like, well, her and Grandma had fun. That's all that matters.
Let's see. I was born February 29th, and it was only celebrated on that day, leap year, for those. So you're actually like 17.
Oh man.
Is that no 17? That's still too old.
Well, I figured 4 years. I'm not sure. I don't remember how old she is, but no, she was like
Hey, the lady never tells them to
12, 15 years old, maybe something like that. She's illegal. We're gonna have to remember that.
That's right.
Next time we're all sitting around the fire.
That's right. We're gonna have to make sure she's not partaking in Midwest
Right.
preparedness.
Right.
Gotta follow those laws. Rabbit says, I had an aunt that had the same birthday. She said she only aged a quarter of that. The rest of us did. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, it's 24. Yeah, 24 is leap year, isn't it?
Ooh, interesting. I guess that would be every year.
When's the 29th?
In February.
Well, no kidding. It's a Thursday.
Thursday.
Ah.
Why is that a big deal?
I was gonna try to talk her into coming up to the community for her birthday. If it was on the weekend, we could celebrate it.
She could still do that.
No.
But it's in February.
Not on the same day. Not on the 29th. She's not allowed to celebrate her birthday any other day.
Oh, you mean she couldn't come up? Why couldn't she come up on a Thursday?
Because it's not I'm not having a birthday party on a Thursday.
Yes, you are. You're having a birthday party on a Wednesday.
When?
Next week. It's Patty's birthday, and Callie and Jesse are going to be here.
Oh, yeah. We got some people coming into the community, and it's Callie Blackwell and Jesse. I don't even think I know Jesse's last name. But they're the dynamic duo. They're the one. She's the one that wrote the book. Her son Tag did the interview with him. The boy and 1.7 billion. Remarkable story. Remarkable lady. Remarkable kid. And so I'm glad.
Tag's taking them shooting on Monday.
Yeah, I know.
And then I don't know what she's doing on Tuesday. I was kind of thinking if I could get some things done. I was kind of seeing if some of the ladies wouldn't want to go to Jamesport. Oh, that's not going to work. It's going to be snowing.
Callie.
We won't be able to.
Callie is not moving here. They're in Tennessee. We've had that conversation.
We would love for them to move here.
Yeah, unless something's changed. They seem to be pretty happy where they are. Leap year plus a full solar. Probably an enormous amount of other events coming at us. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a roller coaster, guys, this year. Yep. Yeah.
Well, and it's like the community post I put up about the baby New Year with the football helmet and the trash can lid shield. I mean, that's honestly that's the way I'm approaching this year. Seriously. Well, Skanes, when you come up for Midwest Preparedness Festival, we'll celebrate your birthday a little bit late, since nobody wanted to be with you after Christmas because they're broke and tired. So you come up here and we'll celebrate it, even though we're broke and tired too. Tambra, okay. Have a safe and fun journey towards a lifetime free. See, like how I worked that in there.
Tamara, are we going to see you in March? I met with you. Or are you going to, well, she may have left already. You can tell me later.
Who? Who what?
What?
I don't know. Skane's just saying who.
Oh, Tambra. Skanes would know.
Yeah, bring your pirate hat, Skanes. Absolutely. Another year of manufacturing. Yeah, probably.
It's already started. Already
We
started.
can't. You know what though, guys? We can't dwell on that. Seriously, we cannot. We cannot dwell on what's happening and what's going to happen. What we need to do is we need to live our best life possible. And
You know what I
and
like?
trust me, I'm
Some of the videos that we watched, one of the videos, there was a guy, a farmer during the Depression, or the boy, he was helping his grandpa. All the kids went to go help grandpa on the farm. And they were working. Did you know he didn't even know he was in the Depression? You know why? Because they were taking care of their stuff.
I didn't know.
They were doing what they were doing.
I did not know that we were poor when I was growing up.
I didn't know I was poor.
You know. So yeah, it's we, and I'm a hypocrite on this because I can go darker than most people out there. Had a lot of practice at it the last 2 years. Again, that's one of the reasons why I said earlier I'm trying to be a better version of myself. We can't dwell on it. It's okay to talk about it, but we cannot make it our entire existence. We have to understand that it's our job, it's our responsibility to provide a better vision of the future than what the other guys provide, and we need to share that vision and bring it to people that need that. I don't want to say hope. That's an overused word now, but we need to be able to share this with people, and so that they can move forward.
Well,
Silver
the other thing is too, you need to be careful not to dwell in the negative, because you manifest. So just manifest positive things that will help you. Good things.
Jonathan says, my family New Year tradition is a marathon Lord of the Rings movies. The line about all we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us. Amen. Amen. Mm-hmm. Very cool. Well, and I heard I was going to close with this, but actually,
no, we're at an hour and 36.
Actually, I will close.
Anything else that
Jonathan makes a very good segue to what I wanted to close on tonight. I heard something today.
Look up at Eagle Lovers post above. Don't tell ELT.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Her birthday is also leap year. The whole outfit. Keep going. What are we looking at?
Eagle Lover spilled the beans that Silver Lining's birthday, when Silver Lining's birthday was.
Oh, it was the 20th.
She was tattling.
Oh.
Ew. So much changed in the last few months. It's a different path. Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Don't do what I did. Do not do what I did. Do not let it get inside your brain pan and rattle around there and cause all kinds of problems. Accept what it is. What I wanted to close on, and I'll leave you guys with this. I was watching a video today, and one of the Stoic Epictetus made a comment. He was talking, and one of the things he said was, when you wake up in the morning, you can look at it one of two ways. You can look at it as there's one more day that we have to go through, or there's one less day that we have. And how you look at that new dawn will affect the way you approach life. And if you're approaching life like you have unlimited time and Epictetus. I can never pronounce his name. Anyway, there it is. That's the guy. That's the guy. But if you approach life like you've got unlimited time, then you're never gonna have the drive or the motivation to go out and do the things that need to be done. If you look at life as I've got one less day to do what I need to do, I need to start attacking it now. And I never thought of it like that. I was always the trudging through one more day person. And now that I've come to realize that that's the case, then
Now we're gonna stop letting one bad thing ruin the rest of your day, right?
I didn't say that.
No more shutting
That
down.
was not one bad thing. That was 7 hours of
That
bad
was
things.
one bad thing.
No, that
oh
was
my gosh.
that was a whole bunch of bad
You
things.
were
right
done
there.
by like 11:30 noon.
Okay, it
You
keeps
just
getting.
weren't having it anymore.
It was 3 o'clock when I.
It
kicked
was
this up.
not
Yes,
3
it was.
It
But
wasn't.
every time you tell the story, it gets early. Pretty
I
soon,
said
if
noon
this story
earlier.
goes on, if this story goes on, I will have not even gotten out of bed that day at some point.
I just think you need to stop letting little things ruin your day.
Yeah,
Plenty to be done.
Jonathan, it is a shame. It is a shame that it takes us so long to figure this stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
And God bless the young folks that figure this out earlier. You know, and they're the successful ones. You know, I had a band director, Dr. Guy Derillo, and he was very dramatic. You can attest to this. You met Dr. D. At Wentworth. Anyway, but he was very dramatic, and he was one of those guys that got migraines all the time, and he would start having to deal with this, and a migraine would be coming on, and he would literally go like this. He would go, "Why is youth wasted on the young?" And we thought it was hilarious, and we used to make so much fun of him, and we used to mimic him and mock him about it behind his back. But as I've gotten older, and as I'm coming to grips with different things in my life, I understand the sentiment now. I understand the base meaning behind what he was saying, even though he was being very dramatic about it. You know, so I get it. I get it. You know, we wake up tomorrow. We got one less day to do what we want to do and what we need to do. So we need to start working with some motivation and some like time really matters. Okay, so if you walk away from anything tonight, even more important than getting to the bottom of the Kinder Egg conspiracy, or having Spags fill us in on how joyful bidets can be, take that home with you and use it when you wake up tomorrow. Think about it. Just give it some thought tomorrow when you wake up. All right. You got anything you want to close with?
Not really. You guys, just like I said, you're gonna manifest, and if you're negative, you're gonna manifest negative. If you're positive, you're gonna manifest positive. Stay positive. Manifest good things. It's 2024, and if other people want to waste it on being negative and fighting each other, let them have it. Because I don't want that this year. I'm done. I'm done fighting, and I'm just gonna say it as it is and do it as it is and all that. And I hope that you guys do the same. Don't waste any time. There's not a lot of it.
Hey, Tim. You know what? With that said,
Go live a life done.
you guys go out tomorrow. Go live a lifetime free. All right,
Bye,
everybody.
guys.
Take care. We love you. Thanks for being here and spending the evening.